Yo, what's going down on YouTube? So I want to talk about sound systems because that's the next thing that I want to do on my bike. I want to upgrade the sound. Um, I said in the last video, Rockford Fosgate has a system similar to what I have on my Silverback Electric Glide. Um, a 400 by 4 amp, so 400 watts with 4 channels on the. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go outside so I can point out stuff on the bike. I also need to clean the garage. Not It's not messed up, but I want to make room in the garage so my wife can be able to bring her car inside on her side of the garage. So give me a quick second. I'm gonna go outside, move the bikes around, throw some stuff away, and make room in the garage for her. So be right back. We back. We got the garage together for the most part. For the missus, she can pull right in. That's all she need. Once Anthony get the silver back, well, we get it together to be more room. But the Cutlass is normally over here, and the bike is over here. But anyway, anywho. So the system that I have on the Silverback, and I'll post it up, photos of what I got. I have the waterproof aquatic AV radio mounted in the fairing. On top of the radio, I have a punch 400 by 4 amp. And here I have two 5 1/4 DS18s, and in the bags, two 6x9s DS18s. Sound good. I can even hear it over the exhaust. You know what? I'll crank it up in a second where we can hear it. On the Road Glide, stock radio, which is trash. It's okay riding around, but I can't hear anything at all when I can't hear anything at all when I'm on the highway. It's just straight wind. But 2 6.5, and I think it's like the bass boom, whatever boom stage 1. I thought about taking the amp out the Silverback. It's a kit where I can cut my bags and put the 6x9s in the bags. And I have some extra 6.5s, DS18s. I had them on the lowers on the Silverback, but ended up taking the lowers off. But the other half, but I'm also like, I don't want to do that to Anthony. I don't want to take the bike apart, take the stuff off of it, and then do more work for myself and putting it on the new bike. So Anthony, I'm not tearing it apart. It's as is. Right, so I came back in the crib, and once again, I'm going over the different options for sound system. Rockford Fosgate, they have a plug-and-play system for the Harley Davidson with it's a 400 by 4 setup similar to what I have on the Silverback, and it comes with two 6.5s for the fairing and two 6x9s for the lids, and also has a kit where I can cut the lids to make the speakers fit. That joint is like $1,800 with taxes. Let's just say $2,000. And if I have to take it somewhere to get it hooked up, I'm looking at probably like 2,500 to maybe 3,000. Of course, I can do it myself. I like the idea that it's plug and play, but $1,800 is a lot of money to me to put on audio system. Um, Next thing, I went down to Harley Fest, and I said it before, to get the bars put on my Road Glide. And this is a shop. It's called Sounds, Soundz. They're out of Florida, and I was looking them up online. They've been getting pretty good reviews. I was looking at them on Facebook on like the Road Glide pages. They say Sounds is great. I haven't looked up the cost. I thought about giving them a call. I'm going to call them. And it's a place called Rick Rack that I said earlier in an earlier video. They're authorized dealer for Sounds and Rockford Fosgate, and they can do the install as well. But I'm still around the same hoop. Like it may cost around $2,500, $3,000, which I much rather put on the note on the bike instead of putting it onto the sound system. Another idea, and I've been seeing this setup, just do it on my own. I've been reading pretty good, decent reviews about the Sound Digital 800 by 4. That's a lot of power. That's basically double to what I have on the Rogue. I'm sorry, the Silverback. That's a 400 by 4. And Ground Zero. That's a speaker that I've been seeing a lot. So I've been seeing that combination a lot lately. Ground Zero and the Sound Digital amp. I'm a big guy of wanting to keep everything the same brand. So I do have two 6.5 DS18s in the garage that I had on the Silverback. At one point, I had them on the lowers. So Silverback, I used to have a 6-speaker setup. The two 5.25s in the Farron. I had two 6.5s in the lowers and the two 6x9s. But I took the lowers off with the speakers, and it just didn't sound right. It may have just been too much. Excuse me. It may have just been too much on the front channel because I had the 5.25s and the 6.5s loaded on there. So I don't know. I have no idea. I think what I should do is just think of a budget. With the Silverback, I wrote them down as I was posting them. For the radio, I think it costs more now than what I spent. Like to see $399 on that post I just put up, I don't think that radio cost $400 when I first bought it. But I just took it down as the prices now. So the radio, $400, amp $300. The DS18s, 5.25 or 70. I think I spent more than 70 when I went to the place to buy them. But of course, if you're buying it directly from the manufacturer, a lot of times it's much cheaper than going to the actual store because they have to charge their tax on it. The 6x9s that show 120, but I feel like I paid that per speaker when I bought them. I bought a bracket for the amp. Excuse me. So the amp is mounted onto the radio inside of the Silverback. I don't know. Maybe I spent $50 on it, and along with the amp bracket, I bought the wiring, the amp kit with the fuse inside. So let's just say 50. So let's just say I spent about $1,000 for the audio on the Silverback. I feel like it was 1,000 good. So I'm going to think of that to be my base. You know, if I can create a combination that's close to $1,000, that's what I'll go with. And that's coming from, if you know what, I'm sure I cannot go to a shop and get the amp and have it installed for $1,000. And the only reason I know I can do it all, but the only reason I'm thinking about considering taking it to a shop, because I have to get that radio flash. I didn't have to get it flashed on the Silverback because it's an aftermarket radio. But since it's a new radio, Harley say I have to get it flashed. So the tool costs like $200-300. So I may have to take it to a shop and see the cost of them flashing it. But I'm thinking, I don't know. I want to try that Sound Digital amp out. That 800 by 4. So that Sound Digital amp. Let's see how much that joint costs. Sound Digital 800 by 4. All right, so that Sound Digital. The eBay saying that joint is like $500. I don't see it, but I'm seeing 200, 300. So let's just say it costs $400 for the Sound Digital amp, which is close to what I spent for the 400 by 4. I have two 6.5 DS18s. I can put those in the front fairing, and maybe I'll do the same body kit to cut it up. I don't know. I'm still thinking of ideas, and that's one of the reasons why I'm coming to YouTube to ask I'm coming to YouTube to ask some ideas from you all. If you have a Road Glide and you did your sounds or have somebody do your sounds, please just drop me some comments down below and give me some ideas on who do you swear by. What you all think about the Rocker False Gate. I like that it's plug and play. Everything is already made for my bike. I just don't like that $1,800 price tag. I think I can come up with my own combination and have it sound good, similar to what I did for the Silverback. I just don't want to cut up this 2022 bike to drill the holes inside of the bags. But why take it to someone? I can take it to someone else and they can do the exact same thing. They're cutting it up, or I can do it. I know I got the knowledge to do it. If I can take a motor out of a car, rebuild it, and put it back in, I'm sure I can install a sound system on this bike. Don't want to say the confidence of it. I just don't want to do it. It just don't feel right for me to do something like this to this brand new bike. But once again, everybody, keep me posted. If you've done a sound system, you know some friends with a sound system, just give me some input. And I'm going to give myself a budget of like $1,000 to $1,500. If I could take it somewhere and they do it, cool. But if I just got to spend a day or two doing it myself, I have the knowledge and all the tools. All right, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this this sound system with the Road Glide, what I'm going through. All right, take it easy, y'all. Peace.